Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Bearded Vlog. Today is going to be an interesting subject. I'm going to be talking about mental health in the creative world. So, on to the intro. So today is going to be a very, very delicate subject. And while mental health is becoming a lot more aware, people are becoming more aware of the situation and more aware of what mental health is, a lot of people still don't want to openly talk about it. A lot of people still don't know truly what classes as a mental illness these days. And now before we get really into it, and to clarify on it, I am no expert on mental health, right? I've had a few problems in the past, and I still even have occasional issues to this day. But I am not the definitive guide on mental health. Go to a GP, go online and have an actual research and look into what it all really is. But don't get your facts based on this video. Go and research it before you start saying that you know all this, okay? That being said, I do understand the problems. And the issues coming from having to deal with the kind of thoughts and things that get worked up into your head. And from a creative point, it's a much bigger issue than people think. So, I shall explain a little bit. Now, I've done some research. Yes, I've done some research. On average, musicians are 3 times more likely to get depression or suffer from depression than your standard people. Alongside that, about roughly 70% of musicians in the UK say they suffer from panic attacks or anxiety. And that is the proper anxiety that comes with consistent overthinking and things like that. Not the someone who casually says, "Oh, I have anxiety." No, you don't, mate. You're just anxious. There's a massive, massive difference. And that's going, excuse me, sorry, that's going into all the other creative people out there as well. So it's not just musicians, it's the kind of people who draw, people who act, and things like that. It's this issue that hits creative people quite hard. And it is understandable why creative people feel like this. It's not like it's some big mystery or anything, and because I'm a creative person myself, I get it. We worry about whether people are going to like what we do. We worry about what we're creating, whether it's going to be good. We worry whether we're doing a good job or whether we're wasting our time. And it's all this kind of stuff. And then throw in the fact like TV shows, like The X Factor, or wherever has got talent, Britain, America, frickin' Yugoslavia, wherever has got talent, which don't do anything to help us and us creative people in that fact, because it's like portraying these people who like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, and it's like, okay, yeah, bravo, you don't need to go on a TV show to prove it, for starters. Secondly, onto that as well, and especially in the music side, a lot of people think going on X Factor is how you start a music career. It's not. Okay? Most people who get through to the final of X Factor are either can sing really well, but aren't going to win, or can't sing worth a shit, have a bunch of auto-tune thrown into it, a couple £100,000 or dollars or something or whatever, bang, you've got a hit song that's going to be in the radio on the radio for about 4 or 5 months, and then everyone is going to forget who the fuck you are. I don't want to go on Britain's Got Talent. I don't want to go on the X Factor. They're not the shows where my music would be appreciated in the slightest. Even for people who say, oh yeah, but you should at least give it a go. No. It's not what I want to do. It's not where I want to go. And it's not going to take my music career anywhere. And it's not going to help me in my head either as well. And the thing with X Factor and the whole music career thing, like I said, you're not going to get a real career out of it. You're going to spend a couple of years maybe living a weird, wonderful life through it. And you're going to get some notoriety, but come like 3 years' time, that notoriety is going to disappear. No one's going to know who you are, or they're going to be asking, you weren't that big, were ya? Now, saying that you have depression because you're sad all the time, it doesn't work. That's not what depression is, even in the slightest. Depression is an amalgam of feelings that you get, but ultimately kind of leave your body. It's actually hard. I can't. I shouldn't even give it. I'm not even going to give an explanation. It might just give more people reasons to self-diagnose. Depression is not a simple little thing. You don't. And a lot of the mental health issues around it is like a lot of it is get conjured up in your head, and a lot of it is a personal situation. But the major stuff, you do need to be diagnosed about it. So, I'll give you an example. I'm someone who's self-diagnosed, which again, people need to stop fucking doing this. So about 2018, so 7 years ago, 7-ish, probably less than that now, actually. I had a friend who diagnosed herself as being bipolar. Now, she was 17. I countermanded it, saying that you're 17, you're going through the puberty stage, you're very hormonal, you're just dealing with the mood swings that come with that. Because she thought bipolar just meant mood swing, drastic mood swings. That's all she thought it meant. And she goes, now she disagreed with me, saying that, oh, she knows she's bipolar. She looked up online about this kind of stuff, and she had to talk to a friend's mother who's a nurse at a hospital, and goes, oh, these are the common symptoms of bipolar. And it's no, 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 and no. It's not how you do it. Alright? So she looked up online, which is one of the first worst things you can actually do in these situations. Because when you look up online, they give a general feel of what it is. Just because you have the signs doesn't mean you're actually going through it. 2, she talked to someone she doesn't know, who's not to diss nurses, but is a nurse. Nurses don't diagnose people. Nurses don't do that kind of side work. They're there to assist, more often than not, to assist the doctor. They do know what they're talking about, but generally, she didn't have an appointment pretty much. So you can't actually class it as on the book. And 3rd, she didn't go to her GP or a doctor to talk about this. So, after long talk and eventual persuasion, she eventually went to go see her GP. I was right. She didn't have bipolar. It was just puberty mood swings and things like that. She insisted that he was wrong and didn't know what he was talking about, and that she's definitely bipolar. You can see why that person is no longer a friend. And it is shit like that that needs to stop. But what keeps happening is people instead who do truly suffer from the illness, they need to be more open about it. I know it's hard to be open about these kind of things, especially with stuff inside your head, because you're just worried that doing that you're going to push people away. That's what a lot of people going through this kind of stuff think. It's not a pretty thing, but if you're more open with it, and if you can find someone who you can truly trust, who's going to stick around with you, just open up to them. Just open up to them and just hope that they'll understand. And if you're going to be one of those people someone opens up to, please understand, most of the time, we're not looking for answers. We're not looking for someone to have the magic wand, wave it over our head and go, oh, there you go, you're all better now, you're all good, it's all good, it's everything gravy, let's go down to the pub. No. We just want someone to listen to us. It's like the whole shoulder to cry on thing. It's like we don't want the answers, we just want to get what's in our head out, so we don't feel like it's burdening us. Because that's the worst part of mental illness or mental health and things like that, is that it's stuck in here. Because it's all in the head. It's all you tend to think about, because it's a circle. It's go over and over and over again. And sometimes just talking about it, just getting the issues out in the open, can dispel that and stop that straight away. So, if you have a friend who you think is suffering it, sit them down and talk to them. If you are someone who is dealing with mental illnesses and things like that, find a good friend and talk to them. Or family members. Family members can be great on that front as well. Because mental health affects everyone differently. There's no real way to understand it properly. But finding someone to help deal with it, even just to talk to. Now, normally at this point I would ask you all about your views and things like that, and I'm still asking that. What are your views on the whole mental health and creative? Do you think, as the whole, like I said earlier in the whole thing, it's like creative people suffer from more. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? Are you a creative person? Do you have like some mental blocks in your head that you're just struggling with sometimes and it stops you? And I know this isn't the place to do it, so if you got it and you don't be open about it, because the internet can be a harsh place, but if you got one, find a friend to talk to. If you're a friend of someone who you think is suffering, go and talk to them. Be open about it. Just be kind. As per the usual and norm, links to my social media stuff will be down below. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, beauty out.